Okay, well, I see a lot of familiar faces and names. I also see a bunch of new people, which is awesome. Well, good morning. I'm Stephen Katz, and today we're going to talk about ChatGPT. Now, you can see down at the bottom, I know most of you don't have your cameras on, which is fine. Down at the bottom, there is a reactions button, and you can raise your hand if you want to, and I will try and recognize people as best I can. Can you see the little squares? I'm here with my operations manager, Jessica Sorois. She's been with me 16 years. She's awesome, and she's going to make sure that I don't screw this up too badly. Let's see. Okay, so let's get going. So let me share my screen. Can you see it? Okay, so everybody can see that. That's awesome. So ChatGPT. So I sent everybody an email asking you to sign up for their free subscription. Did anybody go online and do that? I see a few hands being raised. Awesome. So let me just give you my quick elevator pitch. So most of you probably don't know who I am, but I sold real estate for 4 years when I got out of college for Prudential. I'm not sure, is Prudential Atlanta Realty still in business? They may have been bought out. But anyway, I've been originating and closing loans for over 30 years. Closed 4,000 loans here in Atlanta and throughout the Southeast. And right now, I manage 2 mortgage branches, and I help originators and real estate agents like yourself build their businesses. You can reach me. This is my link tree. It's just reach Stephen, STEPHEN.com, and you can see all my websites and all my social media. Okay, so what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is the ability of a computer to do tasks that are usually done by humans because they require human intelligence and discernment. So, are real estate agents going to be replaced by AI? No, I don't think so. But the agents not using AI will be replaced by the ones who do. Just like the Terminator, except we're hoping that we don't see Judgment Day anytime soon, right? Okay, so how big is this thing? Is it just a gimmick? OpenAI is the company that is the owner of ChatGPT. It was founded by Elon Musk and his partner, and now Elon's gone on to bigger and better things. But ChatGPT is constantly being upgraded. Now they're on version 4.0. We're actually going to use version 3.5 today because it's super fast, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So ChatGPT got to 1 million users in the first 5 days and 100 million users within the first 60 days. To put that in perspective, it took Instagram 75 days to get to 1 million users. So it's actually growing more than 100 times faster than Instagram.
If you are not using AI tools every day of your life, you're making a huge mistake. You've got to start training. Whether you need it or not is irrelevant. You're going to need it, and you're going to interact with it every day. So the faster you're good at it, remember when you met executives 20 years ago, 10 years ago, that still don't even use email, and they have their secretary print out the email, when it felt so weird? That's how not using AI will be.
So that's Gary V. Of course, I'm a big fan. Anybody going to VCon next month? Okay. Okay, so what are the capabilities? Unlike a search engine like Google, where every search needs to start from scratch, ChatGPT can take follow-up instructions. You can also dictate the tone or length of the results. So you can say, write me a 300-word email in a positive tone regarding rates going up, and it knows how to do that. You know, when you Google something, if you Google how to change the oil in my Mustang, it's going to give you a list of websites, maybe some YouTube videos, maybe a website to the Mustang Club, maybe a website to some automotive repair place. Okay, ChatGPT is just going to give you instructions on how to change the oil. So it's a big breakthrough. There are limitations. One of it is that it pulls from all the information on the whole World Wide Web. So it's slowly catching up to take all that in, if you can imagine the billions and trillions of web pages. So right now, ChatGPT is about 12 to 24 months behind as far as getting the most recent information. But it is each version is catching up faster and faster. How can ChatGPT help your real estate business? I mean, I think that's what everybody is here for. I'm just letting in some new people. Awesome. So number one, if you write blog articles, ChatGPT can not only write the blog articles of any length, but it can rewrite articles that other people have written. We're going to see an example of that. Email marketing, ChatGPT can write custom emails or informational emails, including local market news with accurate data from specified sources. So you can source the NAR or wherever you pull your information, and it does a great job with that. Local area guides. If you wanted to send somebody information about your particular part of town, we're going to see an example of that. Area comparisons. ChatGPT can compare, maybe you have a listing in Roswell, the buyers are looking at homes in Roswell, Marietta. You can do a comparison to show them the advantages of living in Roswell. Video ideas. You know, if you're like me, and I know most of you are doing a lot of marketing, internet marketing and so forth, or you probably wouldn't have the curiosity to learn this technology, but ChatGPT can give you video scripts, frameworks, lists of topics, all that stuff. Social media posts, ChatGPT can write the descriptions and hashtags. I'm going to show you an example of that and save you a bunch of time. It can help you with your listing descriptions, can give you really beautiful language. I think you're going to be shocked when you see it. It can help you with prospecting scripts. Maybe you're calling for sale by owners. I know right now, if a home is has an expired listing, then there's probably something wrong with it as hot as the market is, but it can help you with that. Okay, let me let a few more people in, some latecomers. Okay. So the prompt is the most important part. That's the part you put, like in Google, that would be your search. So they call it a prompt because you're prompting it to give you the information that you want. And that's the most important. You know, it's that old saying, garbage in, garbage out. When it comes to computers, it's still true. So you want to be specific. You want to provide as much detail as possible about the topic or question that you want ChatGPT to respond to. This will help ChatGPT understand your intent and generate more relevant responses. You want the questions to be open-ended. You certainly don't want to give it anything that it can give you a yes or no answer. So the prompt should have 4 components. This is the important part right here. It's going to have a persona or a voice, which means that you can say, you know, answer this question in the voice of a professional real estate agent, or as an appraiser, or as a professional car mechanic, or whatever you want. Parameters and constraints. You can tell it, this is for this group of people, or just home buyers, just home sellers, or also you can give it constraints as far as a 200-word document, a 3-page document, whatever you want. Goal or purpose, obviously, most of the time this is implied. And then the format. Do you want it as an email, a blog post, a newsletter? We're going to see an example. You can count them on your fingers, just like Homer Simpson. Who knew Homer Simpson only had 4 fingers? Okay, so here we go. So a basic prompt, write about how to train a dog. A better prompt would be, as a professional dog trainer, write an email to a client who has a new 3-month-old corgi about the activities they should do to house train their puppy. So you see the 4 components in here. Number 1, the persona or voice. That's the professional dog trainer. Number 2, what are the parameters? This is a 3-month-old corgi. 3, the goal. The goal is to train the puppy. And the format, we say right here, write an email to a client. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause here. Does anybody have any questions about writing a prompt? It's going to make more sense as we go. Okay, so nobody put their little yellow hand up, which is good. Oh, there he is. Okay, write a description for an Instagram reel that touts the advantages of buying a house before you buy a new car. Now, a lot of you I see have subscribed or follow me on Instagram. Some of your names are familiar, but I do Instagram videos, Reels videos, 3 a week. And I use ChatGPT to write the description. So you can see right here, I did this video that says, hey, listen, if you need a new car and a new home, buy the new home first, right? That new car could have a big payment and really throw a wrench into your plans. But I had ChatGPT to the description, and it says, discover the hidden pitfalls of buying a new car while trying to get approved for a home mortgage. In just a few moments, we'll reveal the impact of a new car purchase on credit scores and mortgage eligibility, the crucial role of debt to income ratios in the approval process, alternative solutions to keep your home buying plans on track. Don't let your new car drive your home ownership dreams off course. Learn the do's and don'ts. It also gives me the hashtags. It puts these little emojis in here. It does everything for me so that I can just proof it, cut and paste it right into my description on Instagram. And I can do the same thing. It'll make it contextual for LinkedIn, where it's a little bit more business oriented. TikTok, it's a little bit more whimsical. It knows. It's amazing that it knows. Can you see that when I post? Okay. Who's impressed? Oh, please follow me on Instagram. Everybody write this down, at Cats Mortgage Team. I'm trying to hit 10,000 before the end of the month. Okay, so now we're going to look at some real examples of ChatGPT. Can you see that or not? Here. Okay. Scoot that over here. Okay, so raise your hand if you know who Barry Habib is. He is the finance guru. He's won the Crystal Ball Award for seeing the future on interest rates 3 years in a row. And he writes financial news that most mortgage people subscribe to. But if you read it, it's pretty highbrow as far as financial information. Most of us in the mortgage industry even find this a little bit detailed and a little bit too much at the expert level to share with our customers. So I'm going to show you what you can do. Let me scoot this over here. Whoops. Minimize this. Sorry, I just have to get my little screens working here. Change my share. See, how do I get that back? Okay, now we got it. So now this is what ChatGPT looks like. Some cool things are, number one, like Google, it just has this one little search box at the bottom to make it super simple. That's where you put your prompts. And then on the left, it keeps an ongoing list of all your previous chats so that you can refer to them later. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that Barry Habib article and we're going to say, hey, let's rewrite this on an 8th grade reading level because we're not all college finance experts. So we type in here, rewrite blog on an 8th grade reading level, and then I copied his whole blog into the search box. And boom, you can see this takes about 2 seconds, and it says, in March, prices of things people buy went up a little bit, not as much as experts thought they would. This is according to something called the Consumer Price Index. On a yearly basis, prices went up less than they did in February. There is another number called the core CPI. This takes out food and energy because they can change a lot. Core CPI went up more than regular CPI. But last March, there was a lower number that was taken out of calculation, which made core CPI look higher this year. So it's much easier to understand and use with your customers. Now, what you're probably thinking is, okay, so that sounds great, but I need something a lot shorter. So what if we go ahead and we say, let's rewrite this in 3 sentences. Prices for things people buy went up a little bit in March, but not as much as experts thought. The cost of a place to live went up a lot in the last year, but recent information shows that rent costs have gone down a little bit. Overall, this is good news because it means prices are not going up as quickly as they were, which might lead to lower interest rates for people who want to buy a house. Now, who thinks that reducing that whole blog post to 3 sentences like that is going to give you something that you can use and talk about with your customers? Awesome. Okay, let's try something else. So you get a brand new listing. We're going to do a new chat. And you want it just to simply write a listing description for you. So we're going to say, as a seasoned real estate agent, write a beautiful listing description for 335 Mistwater Trace in Alpharetta, Georgia. Welcome to 335 Mistwater Trace, a breathtaking oasis nestled in the heart of Alpharetta, Georgia. This stunning residence boasts a prime location in one of the city's most sought-after communities and offers a luxury lifestyle beyond compare. Step inside this magnificent home and be captivated by its charm and sophistication. The spacious and bright living area features soaring ceilings, gleaming hardwood floors, and large windows that flood the space with natural light. The cozy fireplace adds warmth and character to the room. I mean, it really makes it sound nice. If I didn't already own this home, I'd want to buy it. But you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, well, you know, that is beautiful, but I'm putting it on Zillow, and Zillow only gives me 250 words. So can you rewrite this and cut it down to 250 words so I can use it for Zillow too? Well, it aims to please. So there, discover luxurious living at 335 Mistwater Trace. And it goes on, but you can see it's much shorter. And I bet you anything, it's 250 words. So who out there thinks that that's pretty cool technology? All right. You see any hands go up or anything? Okay. It's a time saver. And it sounds more human than you would think. It doesn't sound like clunky, like a computer wrote it. Okay, so let's go in a little bit different direction. Like I said earlier, I know a lot of you do a lot of marketing. I think everybody has to do marketing that's in real estate, mortgage, or any kind of sales. And you just need some ideas to get the juices flowing. You feel like at this point you've talked about everything that could be talked about. Excuse me. So what about if we make a list of the top long tail keyword searches for home buyers in Roswell, Georgia? This is what people are searching for on the web. And here's our list. Homes for sale in Roswell, Georgia. Best neighborhoods in Roswell for families. Affordable homes in Roswell, Georgia. Luxury homes in Roswell, Georgia. It's kind of the typical list that you would think about. But we can do better than that. So what if we want to refine the list for first-time home buyers? Okay, so now it gives us tips for first-time home buyers in Roswell, Georgia, affordable starter homes in Roswell, Georgia, how to qualify for a first-time home buyer loan in Roswell, Georgia, homes for sale under 300,000 in Roswell, Georgia. Good luck with that one, right? First-time home buyer assistance. Okay, it kind of, that's typical, but you know what? Those are not very exciting. So what if we do this? What if we say, hey, ChatGPT, can you make the topics like a little bit more catchy and exciting? Roswell, Georgia. First-time homebuyers get the keys to your dream home. First-time home buying in Roswell, Georgia. Affordable and amazing options. Unlock your home ownership dreams in Roswell, Georgia. Get ready to fall in love. Affordable starter homes in Roswell, Georgia. So you can see they're more interesting. They're stickier, as we would say. So which one? Let's see if we can find one we like. How about unlock your homeownership dreams in Roswell, Georgia? Okay, that sounds nice. So that's number 4. So we're going to change this. We're going to make it, what if we use number 4 and we want it to write a 500-word blog? Great. Here's a blog post that expands on the topic. Unlock your homeownership dreams in Roswell, Georgia with these first-time homebuyer programs. Are you a first-time homebuyer in Roswell, Georgia, dreaming of owning your own home, but worried about the cost involved? Don't worry, you're not alone. And it writes you out this nice little blog. It's got your headings for Georgia Dream home ownership, FHA loans, USDA loans, and things that it perceives a homeowner, first-time homebuyer might be interested in. Okay, but you're like, Stephen, listen, I'm not a blogger, but I do a newsletter. Will it do something with that? Well, let's just take that and say, hey, turn it into a fun newsletter. Sure, here's a fun newsletter. Hey, Roswell first-time home buyers. Are you tired of paying rent, dreaming of owning your own home? We've got some great news. There are plenty of first-time home buyer programs in Roswell, Georgia. Here are some, and it kind of changes it a little bit, change the words, tries to make it fun. And there you go. You have, you did your topics, You refined your topics, you made it more catchy, turned it into a blog, and then to a newsletter. Who thinks that that's pretty good? And I don't, what did it take us? I think it took us about 5 minutes to run through that exercise. Okay, let's try something else. Let's keep this ball rolling. How about this scenario? Does anybody do any relocation business? Any business where they maybe have buyers come from other cities? Well, that can be dramatic for people because especially if they've grown up in a town or they've lived there 20 or 30 years and then they get relocated, even though I think Atlanta's terrific, I've lived here all my life, it's still dramatic to move across the country. So maybe we want to give them a little bit of a warm and fuzzy. What about if we write an 8-page relocation guide for a family relocating from Nashville, Tennessee to Marietta, Georgia? And we want to mention some of the highlights, attractions, and public amenities. Moving to a new city can be both exciting and challenging at the same time. It requires a lot of research. What does it say? Requires a lot of research and planning to make the relocation process go smoothly. Marietta, Georgia is a great city for families and individuals who are looking for a friendly community, excellent schools, good quality of life. Here's a relocation guide. I mean, this is something that you may want to actually print, put in a nice folder, maybe mail it to them, actual snail mail, so that they can see it and touch it and maybe get a little bit of a warm fuzzy. So it talks about the climate and the housing, the education, about how we're known for STEM education and offers various programs, how transportation is really, well, listen, I mean, you're going to have Atlanta traffic anywhere you live, right? But how Marietta is close to I-75 and 285. And then it tells them about some attractions. How about the Gone with the Wind Museum? You're not getting that in Nashville, Tennessee, right? Parks and recreation, it'll go on and on. And anything that you want to highlight, you can tell it to refine it. You can, you can make it more formal, casual, but I think does a pretty good job the way it does it. Would that be something neat to give your buyers maybe a warm and fuzzy? Okay. Let's try something else. So I talk to a lot of real estate agents, and once they get over the fear of making videos and so forth, and they get on Instagram and they start seeing some success, what happens is eventually they call me and they say, Stephen, I'm killing it on Instagram, but I feel like I've made a video about everything you can make a video from mansions to condos to doorknobs. I think at this point I've covered everything. So I say, okay, let's try this. As a real estate professional, design a 30-day marketing calendar for home buying videos on Instagram. So it's going to know the nuances of the different platforms. So here we go. So it's going to give you a 30-day, Gary Vee says you should be making about 3 videos a day, but this gives you 1 a day, a video topic. So you can showcase a popular neighborhood. You can do a home tour video. You can do staging tips, neighborhood spotlights. It gives you day by day an entire calendar on what to do for your Instagram videos. And you know what? You may not like half of these. If you don't like half of these, that means that it gave you about 10 to 12 great ideas. So how about that? So let's find one that we like. Oh, home buying myths debunked. I like that. There is a lot of misinformation out there. So let's see, that was day 14. So let's write a script for day 14. Hey everyone, welcome back to my Instagram page. Today I want to talk to you about some common myths. About some common myths and misconceptions surrounding the home buying process. Myth number one, you need 20% down. Well, we all know that that's not true. So myth number two, you need perfect credit. Myth number three, you don't need a real estate agent. Well, we all know that's not true, right? While it's certainly possible to buy a home without an agent, having an experienced professional on your side can make the process much easier and less stressful. So here's your little Instagram video, gives you the 3 myths. One thing I know about Instagram, people love lists, and the list numbers that do the best are 1, 3, and 5. So who thinks that this coming up with a marketing calendar and then helping you turn that into an actual script for a post, who thinks that's going to be a good time saver for you? Are you getting some? I can't see your faces, but Jessica can see them, and she's nodding that people are in agreement. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got a couple of more. So, all right, so let's get a little bit deeper. And I know that this has never happened to any of you guys, but let's say that you have a home seller, and I know things are real super hot. So if you have a good listing, it's going to sell right away. But let's either go back in time to a normal market like 2018, or maybe it's a listing and it's $1.5 million. So maybe you're not going to get 10 offers the first week. And your sellers have been thinking about, a buyer's looked at it a couple of times, and you and your seller think that an offer is forthcoming, but then you get that call from the buyer's agent that says they went with another house. Ugh, it's horrible. So you've got to write an email or have that tough conversation with the seller who is waiting by the phone for that offer and tell them the bad news. Now, I don't know about you, but on emails that are sensitive like this in nature, I have to really labor over that. I can't whip that out in 2 minutes. So as a seasoned real estate agent, write an email that kindly tells a home seller that the purchase prospect decided to buy another home. Let's see what it comes up with. I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to provide you with an update on the status of your home sale. Unfortunately, the prospective buyer who had shown interest in your purchasing your home has decided to buy another property. I understand that this news may be disappointing, but please know that this is a common occurrence in real estate. There are many factors that can influence a buyer's decision, and sometimes they find a property that's a better fit for their needs. Don't be discouraged. There are still many potential buyers who are interested in purchasing a home like yours, and I'm committed to finding the right buyer for your property. I will continue to market your home aggressively and keep you updated on any new developments. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact me. So, it's really well written, and it is kind in nature. And, this may or may not be your style. Maybe you prefer to do this over the phone rather than send an email. But, this gives you kind of some backup verbiage to use that I think would come across as good as bad news can come across. So, it's ChatGPT is not just to whip something out in 30 seconds, copy, paste it, slap it together, and you're done. I see it more as a tool, a support tool, that when you're maybe searching for that right listing description, or you need some catchy phrases, or you need a kind way to deliver bad news, I think that it can really be a terrific support tool. So now we're thinking, you know what? This might be a good time to suggest that they lower that price. Maybe it's not really worth $1.5 million. that the market has cooled a little bit on the high end. So maybe 1.4 is a little bit more market value. So what if we rewrite to include kindly suggesting that the sellers need to lower the price? So it's going to have some of the same verbiage in here. And it's also going to include, as your real estate agent, I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals, and I'll work closely with you to determine the best pricing strategy for your property. It may have soft sold it a little bit too much. You know, the thing about ChatGPT is it never gives you the exact same answer. So you don't have to worry about somebody seeing something that you've written that somebody else has posted and it has the exact same verbiage. I'm going to do it again. Okay, here we go. So now this gives it a little bit more firmer language. I understand that discussing the possibility of a price reduction may not be easy, but it is important to keep in mind that the market is constantly changing and we need to stay competitive. By lowering the price, we can generate more interest and attract more potential buyers who appreciate the value of your home. So that's kind of an easy way to say, hey, your price too high. And I know that's a battle that agents certainly over my 30 years have had time and time again. Okay, let's do something a little bit more pleasant. You've just closed on that home and you simply want to write a thank you email. Write a thank you email to a home seller that hired you to sell their home and you have successfully closed. What could be better than that? This is not a difficult email to write, right? But, you know, maybe you're not gifted at writing and you want a little bit of support. So this tells you, I'm writing to express my heartfelt thanks for giving me the opportunity to work with you and help you sell your beautiful home. It's been a pleasure to represent you as a real estate agent and to witness the successful closure of your transaction. I want to personally thank you for trusting me to handle the sale of your home. I understand that selling a home can be a stressful and emotional experience. And I'm grateful for your play. Okay, so this is perfectly written, but you know, the seller was a friend of yours. So this is a little bit too cordial. So then we're going to say, hey, let's rewrite it to make it more casual. Just wanted to drop you a quick note to say thank you for giving me the chance to sell your amazing home. It was an absolute blast working with you, and I'm so stoked we were able to close the deal. I got to say, your place was seriously cool. I knew from the moment I walked in, it was going to be a hot property, and boy, was I right. So you can see that the verbiage is more casual and upbeat, and the way that you may write something to a friend, of course, everybody's going to have their own voice. And then here's my favorite example. Who doesn't know all the songs on this list? Come on, admit it. You know them and you love them. I do. Okay. So that's all the examples that I have pre-planned. Does anybody want to raise their hand? Okay, so does anybody have something? We have just a few more minutes that they want me to give it a try.
Hey, hi. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, who is that? Who's that talking?
Santosh Gopal.
Okay, Santosh.
Yeah, it's from I'm from Ask Realty Guru.
Okay.
I would like to ask you, you said you just you can copy paste and you can use the formats. But when I try, it's not happening. Is there any special way which we'll have to do?
Yeah. Can you see the screen? Yeah. So I just left click, highlight,
Yeah. And
right
yeah,
click,
copy.
copy.
Can you show me to paste in a Word document or an email?
Well, I'm not going to open up a bunch, but I do this like 10 times a day. So you just highlight it,
That's right. But then the
right
same
click,
thing.
copy, and then it posts right in.
Yeah. Fine. I'll try when the session is going on. I'll try in my computer once. Maybe since you are
Yeah.
telling me it will work.
Yeah. So that's going to be just a situation that you're having.
When we try, it was not happening, I found, but then I'll just try now in print.
Santosh, if you contact me after the call, then I'll be happy to help you one-on-one.
I understand. Fine. That's great. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? So Joshua Hall has their hand up.
Yes, sir. With the ChatGPT, what I was trying to do just quickly was do like a comparative market analysis. So I have a couple new construction homes coming up in about 3 weeks. The builder's finishing them up, so I need to list them on the MLS. And so I was just trying to get. I was wondering if ChatGPT can do a comparative market analysis for me. So that's why I entered all the information, but it's saying that you have to really contact a real estate agent. So it doesn't really provide you the specifics. Like if you're like, hey, how much should I list my house for?
So the one downside, Joshua, is that all the data right now is, even if you use the GPT-4, which is the latest, is going to be 12 to 18 months old. So it's not going to be able to do, so that you're better off using your MLS software to do a comparative analysis. Now, if you want to describe the home and put it into the prompt and have it write you some beautiful language that you can use for marketing, then that's going to be the tool that's going to help you.
Got it. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we've got Jay Song.
Hey, there. Yeah, I just have a question. There's a lot of wording, like screen writing like that. But I would like to see if there any possibility that we can like input photos or like videos. Then the ChatGPT can generate a short script for the video or photo. Do you know how that?
So Jay, there's a bunch of there are several AI programs available. There's one called DALL, DALL -E, that actually works with graphics that will do amazing things. It's just out of our scope for today. And ChatGPT is just I guess the chat part, it's just for words.
I see.
There are other ones that are also free. So one other thing that I didn't mention, but they have a free version and a paid version. They're both exactly the same service. The only difference is the paid version gives you priority because sometimes the traffic gets so busy that it's going to say, hey, come back later, try in 10 minutes or something like that. Where the other, if you're a paid version, it gives you priority so you can get online. But the actual results and everything are exactly the same. So any other questions?
That is, I believe that maybe in the next Zoom meeting, you could show us how to do that. I believe there are quite a lot.
Okay, we'll do another one. Okay. Stephanie Shaw.
Yes, hi, Stephen. Question, when you are making the reels or posts, is there a specific time of day that works well to do that with this function?
So you're talking about just the best time of day to post your videos on Instagram?
Yes.
So I believe that basically a lot of people say in the morning, some people say around 11 a.m. The hot spots that people use social media are right before work, at lunchtime, and right when they're getting off work. So those are the hot times. So something around 8:30 in the morning, 11 to noon, and then 5 to 6.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see who we got. We have David Mitchell.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Katz. I appreciate you taking that question. Real quick, are there any issues with plagiarism when using this?
So, the rules and law, so there's no plagiarism using copying and pasting from ChatGPT. It's all original. It's all it's not copyrighted in any way, shape, or form. So you can use all that. I mean, as far as the other plagiarism, there's some creative stuff going on right now where when you know how you can write something and I could say, remember we talked about Barry Habib? Well, I
Right.
could write my own article and then say, put it in Barry Habib's voice, and it will use some of the phraseology that he uses. You can actually have fun with it. You could write an email and say, make it sound like Jerry Seinfeld, and so they haven't hammered out all the copywriting laws about that when you have it act as somebody else. But as far as you doing searches and copying and paste, there's no problem whatsoever.
Okay, super. Thank you so much.
Sure. JM.
I tried to sign up a couple times and it did not let me. Do you have any remedies?
Wait, it's just so slant. You saw it's growing by millions of users a day. So just, try this afternoon, tonight, whatever.
I waited and I tried a couple times and then it said my IP address tried too many times. So
I don't really know the inner workings of it.
Okay.
As far as that goes, maybe try from your phone, or if you have a computer at home or the office, try a different computer. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Okay, so I think that we have, unless there's a last minute zinger somebody wants to throw in there, I think we are ready to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for attending. I hope that the next time you have an opportunity to refer a client to a lender that you think of us. If you have additional questions, you can email me. And like I said before, you can just go to reachsteven.com, and that has all of my links and emails and Instagrams and Facebooks and all that good stuff. So did everybody enjoy the class? All right. Well, listen, have a super day, and I hope you sell $1 million house today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.